Trump has a tiny, insignificant loss under Chutkin. Big surprise. But the big news is he can run for president and be sworn in while in jail. That's not going to happen, but legal scholars are agreeing now. This is good news, and this frustrates the heck out of Jack Smith. He just ain't going to win this. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug. This is where the happy patriots are. Here's the messenger. Trump loses gag order fight before entire judicial panel in Jack Smith's election case. Remember, he went from a 3-panel bunch of judges that were Democrat hacks and appointments, and he asked for a full en banc, I believe it's called, and I think he got 11 judges, and they still went against him, which just shows how bad the Democrat judges are in D.C. Here's Forbes. Trump's request for appeals court to reconsider the gag order denied. So his loss wasn't significant. It was just on his gag order, which I believe this is just Trump trying to delay things anyway. So it did its job. It's delaying. Top line, the D.C. Court of Appeals denied former President Donald Trump's request for the court to reevaluate its decision to uphold a gag order in his federal election subversion case, prohibiting Trump from talking about people involved in the matter while he awaits trial in the case brought by Justice Department Special Counsel Jack Smith, borderline criminal Jack Smith. It's okay, because if Trump ends up going to jail, his cellmate will probably be Jack Smith. The federal appeals court made the announcement in a 1-page memo denying the petition without offering an explanation for any of the 11 judges. Hey, we don't owe you an explanation. We just take away your free speech, and on your way you go on your campaign where you can't talk about people on the case. The former president can now ask the Supreme Court to hear the case. This is going to be funny. He could take this all the way to the Supreme Court. Let's let the Supreme Court weigh in on if he has free speech or not to talk about Jack Smith and people involved in the case. In October, U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkin, Obama appointee, imposed a gag order against Trump that prevented him from making comments that target Jack Smith or his staff, defense counsel and their staff, any court staff, or any reasonably foreseeable witness of the substance of their testimony. This is not a big deal for Trump not to be able to do this. I know that they're still trying to control what he has to say about the court case so they can leak all of their narrative out to the media, and Trump's not able to speak on it. But we're here. We have our voice. That's why you've subscribed. That's why you're leaving comments and spreading this link all over the internet. That's our free speech going out and defending Trump, because he can't. MSNBC, Trump to prison in 2024. His ex-lawyer says he may absolutely be convicted by Jack Smith. That's that Jack Tacopina, who I call Jack Tapioca. He said that, yes, Trump can go to jail. I have never argued against that. I've always thought the Democrats were so corrupt that they would throw him in jail. I just believe the Supreme Court's going to spring him. They're going to force it to happen. And because the bottom line is the Supreme Court's not going to let them run these scam, false court cases that mock our law and mock our Constitution, when this is really just politics, guys. This is just how the Democrat Party tries to win an election. Newsweek, why prison might not stop Donald Trump. This is the good news, because even if Trump goes to prison, he can still be president. And by the way, none of us are going to hold prison against him. And there's lots of people that are innocent that go to prison. You know, any public defender will tell you that. Any lawyer will tell you that. Any expert will tell you that innocent people have gone to prison in America. Why not Donald Trump? Donald Trump should be able to run for president, even if he's in prison this year. Legal experts have said, of course, they're doubtful if the case is even going to go to court. Peter Shane, a constitutional law professor at New York University, told Newsweek that there's nothing legally preventing a prisoner from running for president, and that Trump could be sworn in from prison. Legally speaking, there is nothing prohibiting Trump from being president if he's convicted. Theoretically, he could be president or president-elect While in federal prison, he told Newsweek, it is very unlikely the DC election fraud case happens in March, so you don't even have to worry about this. They're not going to get to the prison sentence or anytime soon. That's good news. That's a legal scholar saying they're not going to get to it anytime soon, guys. They're going to push it to beyond the election. The case is stayed or paused while Trump appeals presidential immunity to the DC Circuit Court of Appeals and then the Supreme Court, he said. So now, while the Trump free speech issue of him getting the gag order, not getting it removed, that is trivial. The presidential immunity one is really big. And I think he's actually on much stronger grounds there if you can avoid all of these repulsive Democrat judges. What to watch for? It's still unclear exactly when Jack Smith's case will go to trial. Yeah, it's currently scheduled to begin March 4th, but Chutkin, Obama appointee, has hinted the start date is likely to be delayed, which would be a huge defeat for Jack Smith. And that's why he's crying in his own urine. What's going to be awesome is when Trump becomes president and he can fire Jack Smith, the whole Department of Justice. He can get rid of Merrick Garland. You're unappointed. All you criminals, I'm dug in exile.